Hello and welcome to Dan Pagan Gaming. I am your host, Dan Pagan. We are playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I played the original about 1,000 times, put way too many hours than I would really like to admit, but we now have a remake, and today we are going to start that. This is a post recording, so keep that in mind that I'm not actually playing it as I'm speaking. Games like this tend to take a little bit more effort, and the way the controls and the schematics and things like that are played out. I have a tendency to go over settings prior to actually playing a game. I did play it on the PS4. This is the PS5 version, which is pretty neat. I think it's a little bit better than what the PS4 had, and I'm going to try to not talk over all the other talking that's in the game. There are sections where you're probably not going to hear a whole lot of me. It's just basically the game itself. But for the most part, I'm going to try to explain what it is I'm doing, like during battles and fights and things of that nature. But music, I usually drop pretty low so you don't hear it too much. Sound effects and speech volume, I always keep up as high as I can so you can hear all that. The game's going to start here in just a second. I am starting a new game on the default setting for the camera angles. I'm also playing on normal, and I hear, I'm not entirely sure, there's a hard mode, which I'm really intrigued about. If I do well with the normal and everything works out pretty well, I'm probably going to do that. But yeah, so let's dive right in and watch the opening scenario here, the cutscene, and I'm really excited to actually showcase this. Um, I don't know how much clearer I can be, but this is probably my most favorite game that has ever been made. So here we go. It just looks beautiful. Getting to see a whole lot more. You actually get to see some kids playing on the playground. There's an iconic shot. Yeah, it really was. I was completely infatuated with this game. Now, I know that they call her Aerith, but I always call her Ares. For those of you who know why, great. If you don't worry about it. So you might hear me say Ares or Yuffie or, Tifa instead of Tifa. All of this is iconic to me. It's like watching it all over again. It really is. I was absolutely intrigued when the first opening scenario started. Ah, it's beautiful. Wonderful. Oh, there's the man of the hour. So the great thing about doing it like this, where I record my voice after the gameplay, it actually it helps me actually explain what it is, like my process or things of that nature. Now, I did play the game a little bit on the PS4. I think I got to about the part where you get to the church. There's Jesse and Biggs. And there's Wedge. They didn't have so much of a part in the original. There's Barrett. That's a big boy right there.
Get down here, Merc.
Yeah, I left the titles or the speech on so you can actually read it if you can't hear it too well. Alright, so first thing you always do, always check behind you. That's like gaming 101. Always go in the opposite direction you're supposed to. So right now I'm just trying to get a feel for the camera angle and how smooth and how quick it is. Getting a little walking in here.
Halt! Who goes there? You're up.
Alrighty, so this is basics of battle. Use the square to attack with Cloud Sword. You can also hold it to unleash attacks capable of hitting multiple nearby enemies. So you can actually do like taps, or you can hold it. That right there, that's holding it. So you can actually hit multiple enemies, kind of do like a sweep around. And the controls are as smooth as they look. I mean, they are very well done. So in the original, there was actually potions you could pick up off of the guards right there, but instead, you basically just collect them by beating them. So yeah, here we go.
Hands where I can see them.
Have fun.
Alrighty, so this is the ATB gauge. So you still have an active time bar gauge. So you can actually do specific attacks based on, you know, how much you have, whether you can do 1 or 2 or whichever.
Go ahead.
So right here, we get our gauge built up. So now we can actually use abilities, magic, items. So I killed the first dude like really quick. And then I'm going to turn around here and drop a braver on the one behind me.
He a soldier operator?
And that's an instant kill.
Let's go.
So then you get you can check your data out of battle. Basically just like maps and things of that nature. It's pretty basic stuff. I mean, nothing in here actually is very difficult to do or learn. So if you're worried about that sort of thing, like auto action, you literally just run towards that icon and boom, you're over. Pretty simple. But I'm leaving the descriptions up a little bit, so if you're worried about it, you can read it. If you need to, you can pause it. I give you plenty of time.
Drop the weapon.
You got this.
Yeah, what he said.
Alright, so this is where you're going to learn how to guard or evade, depending on the situation. And just follow the instructions as they tell you. So I'm going to show you a guard and a dodge.
You're coming with us.
Can't get surrounded.
So that's your guard. Of course, I forget to roll right here. I thought he died, that's why I kept going. So right here, I noticed that when I was about to use this fire spell, the wall's in the way. So yeah, you have obstructions that can stop you from doing things, which I thought was a really good add-in. I thought that was kind of cool. So I don't know the game too well at this point. Like I said, I played a little bit on the PS4. I got up to the church. And then I ended up playing it on the PS5. So here, this is just basically telling you how to get into chests or perform actions. So you can hold it or click it, the triangle button. So we get our first set of potions right there. There's also another chest over here in the corner. Definitely explore. I highly recommend that because you're going to find a lot more useful items like that. I get a couple of grenades. At first, I was thinking that just like in the original, the grenades aren't going to really be worth the time or the effort to use. They're mainly just money. These are Shinra boxes. Basically, just destroy them whenever you see them, because they can fill up your MP, they can give you potions, they can give you Mughal medals, which I'm going to go through items and things like that so you can kind of see what's what. So right there, as you can see, we got Mako shards, which actually bring your MP up. I just displayed it there because I used the fire ability and ended up using it. So there, we got a potion out of that box.
So what's Soldier Boy's deal? Is he one of us now? He's got balls, this, what was his name again?
Cloud Strife.
Right.
And he isn't a soldier anymore. Still, he's a professional, unlike the rest of us. I'm glad to have him.
This is a one-time gig. When it's done, we're done.
Real joy to work with, though.
Real joy to look at, too.
Here we go.
You'll keep us safe.
Looks are what people
right,
notice
Cloud?
first.
Guess I'm not on the same page as
Wow.
people.
They've almost got the door.
I'd say you're not even reading the same book.
We're doing this.
Enough. We're
We're
done
really
here.
doing it.
Or even the
Man,
same.
Give it a rest.
I think I'm gonna be sick. You'll keep us safe, right, Cloud?
So here you go. Here's the menu. I don't really do much in here. I'm also going to try to talk to everybody as much as possible. You'll see on the left side, you can kind of hear people's conversations. So you can't talk to Biggs or Jesse, so we're just going to make sure we collect everything and then go talk to Barrett.
Come on, nobody do something this crazy just for money. They may not think you're a true believer, but you know what I think?
Not interested.
What?
Wedge. You better be worth the money, Merc. Every last gil.
There's an iconic shot. Man, this game is so cool. I was hooked in the first little bit. So locking on the target, so you can actually use your clicker, your R3, the right stick, click it down. You can actually lock onto targets, and then you can kind of switch between as you need. That's highly useful, just so you know.
Guess you're first.
So here you got a regular guard, and then you got those attack dogs. The security officer is pretty easy to take down. The guard dog, not so much. We're going to drop a fire on it. That's going to stagger it. There we go. And then we'll drop a braver on it. And then that'll pretty much be it. As you can see, 781. So when targets get staggered, you do tremendous amounts of damage. So staggering is crucial. And there's a box. Or a chest, or whatever you want to call them. So we got a bottle of ether there. We got another security officer. And another dog. So same concept, drop him, pull out spells, fire, drop it, and then finish it up, staggered, and then braver. Well, we don't have enough ATB bar. Now we do. Braver, and done.
Let's go.
So yeah, it's not too difficult at this point. Most of the time, you're going to be pretty well overpowered at this point because they don't want you to just, you know, die instantly or make it brutally difficult. Which is probably why they added a hard mode for people like me that want more of a challenge even from the very beginning. So as you can see, I'm going to keep popping up my health, my MP, so you can actually see how much I have left. Right now I'm doing pretty well. More boxes. Another Mako shard. So yeah, that gave me 3, so now I'm sitting at 28. And there's a Mughal medal. Yeah, don't worry too much about the NPCs telling you, you know, come this way, go this way, and yada yada yada.
Huh, not so fast. We've got company.
Should be easy. Needle.
We're going to drop the guard dog here. And we roll dodge toward the other one. We don't have enough ATB, now we do. And we're going to try to hit him with a focus thrust, but it's just shy. So we end up just finishing him off regularly. Now, keep in mind that some of the abilities that Cloud gets throughout the game can actually reach. Like, the focus thrust actually pushes you kind of across and towards, and sometimes you can go through multiple enemies that way. So right there, I just dropped a potion on me just to fill my health up a little bit, because I did lose a little bit. But yeah, braver is stuff that's like next to you. If they're just a little ways off, you can usually drop a focus thrust and hit them. And if you read the descriptions, the braver hits harder, the focus thrust staggers easier. So here we're going to use a spell, drop a fire, and that's an instant death.
Let's go.
So as you can see, those guys are pretty easy to take out. They're basically just like training for your character and how to get used to it. So those couple of potions that I've used, I literally just got them back. I mean, they have an abundance of potions and things of that nature. So here you actually have to hold it. You can't just click it.
Come on, Cloud.
Pick up the pace.
Like I said, I try to talk to everybody. Oh,
I'll
there we
secure
go.
our escape route, okay? You go on and catch up with the others. Keep them safe, please. Don't worry about me. Go. I'll secure our escape route. You go on and catch up with the others.
Yeah, when I get repeats, that's usually when I just run away. There's another one of those iconic shots.
soldiers may attack on command, but I hear they make good guard dogs too. Bet you've seen a few reactors. So how do we get to the bridge above Mako storage? Ain't holding out on me, are you? Stamp scared to bite the hand that fed him? Or is he a loyal little doggy? Have it your way, Mutt. We can do this with you, or we can do this without you.
Different reactor, different layout. Depends when it was built. Never seen one like this, but I'll manage.
I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
Don't you worry. Biggs will have the door open soon. Don't you worry. Biggs will have the door open soon.
In 3, 2... Damn, I'm good.
Who's there? Door! Whoa, wait! It's over!
That's my line.
Alright, now we're going to get to do our special mode. So, Cloud's unique ability, you can switch modes between Operator and Punisher, and Punisher just hits significantly harder. And I'm going to try to portray that right here. Yeah, some of these I leave up a little bit so you can kind of watch the video that it shows. So this is Punisher mode. As you can see, he does a lot bigger hits that's a little bit slower. You also can't dodge. You can only counter in this mode. You can't even block. If you try to dodge, you actually just switch back to operator mode. If you block, you do a counter if they're counterable.
Make it rain!
See that? That's the counter.
Shit.
So now we've switched back to the operator mode. Focus thrust. I hit 2 of them at the same time.
Try this.
We're going to use focus thrust on that guy. He's dead. And that's it. Game over.
Then let's move
So
on.
as you can see, the focus thrust is nice if you have a line of people in front of you. The Braver does more direct damage. It's more single target. So pick your
I got this.
abilities according to the situation.
Simmer down, hotshot. Simmer down, hotshot.
It's a good thing I know someone who can get us the passcodes. Pity no one else at command will talk to us, but what can you do? And we're good.
Careful in there. Well, what are you waiting for?
And now we got our Phoenix down. They really do give you a lot of materials right at the very beginning.
Security's only gonna get tighter, so be ready. We can't afford any more mistakes. Security's only gonna get tighter, so be ready.
Looks like the elevator's on another floor. Mind pushing that button? So, you know Tifa, right? It's not really my business, but are you guys close?
Oh man.
Cloud! Are you ignoring me?
Tifa and I.
This part gets a little dramatic. I think it's supposed to, though.
These sewer rats appear to call themselves Avalanche, sir. We are currently investigating whether they belong to the same group that made the attempt on your life. Rest assured, our inquiries will not take much longer.
This pump's sole purpose is to drain the planet dry. While you sleep, while you eat, while you shit, it's here sucking up Mako. It doesn't rest, and it doesn't care. You do realize what Mako is, don't you? Mako is the lifeblood of our world. The planet bleeds green like you and me bleed red. The hell you think's gonna happen when it's all gone, huh? Answer me! You gonna stand there and pretend you can't hear the planet crying out in pain? I know you can!
You really hear that?
Damn straight I do!
Get help.
Say that again!
I'd worry less about the planet and more about the next 5 seconds. Save the screaming for later.
Our lives are on the line now. You listening, Merc? One false move. And that happens.
Well, so much for having Cloud do all the fighting. There are some places a sword just can't reach. Just bear with him for me, would you?
Yeah.
Should have asked for more money.
Alrighty, so Barrett joined the party. So now you actually can switch in between your characters depending on which one you need for the situation or whatever. Barrett focuses mainly on long range stuff when he has a machine gun or
Gonna throw your sword at him?
something of
Let the
that
man with
nature.
the gun go to
So right here I'm controlling Barrett, basically just doing as much damage as I can to the turret right there, or the sentry ray, or so we do a focus shot. I still didn't kill it. So Barrett doesn't do a whole lot of damage per shot, like DPS wise. You can use overcharge, which is nice. If you hit triangle, you can manually charge it, or just do damage and eventually will charge up itself. Focus shot doesn't do a whole lot, but overcharge does. I'll show you what I mean right
now for
here.
the real show.
As you can see, that took it down really quick. So right here, I'm basically just trying to charge it up a little bit. Went ahead and dropped a focus shot on it. And then the other little things come out. So now we're going to have to like switch characters to take things out that are actually ground level. So yeah, depending on the situation, you basically just switch back and forth depending on who you need for the situation that you're in. So I didn't know exactly how far away some of this stuff was, so I went ahead and used fire to finish it off. And you'll notice throughout the gameplay that as you get better spells and things of that nature, you can actually hit multiple enemies with one spell. Like fire will actually do kind of splash damage and hit multiple targets depending on, you know, where it landed. It's the same concept with Braver, Focus Thrust, Triple Slash, whatever you're doing.
Look what we have here.
A laser security system. Great.
Those things will hurt more than your pride if you're careless. They'll cut you down to size and then some. But I'm guessing you've done this kind of thing before.
Yeah. Figure out the timing of the lasers. Then, make a move when they cycle off.
Exactly. I'll go first. Nothing like a little danger to get the blood pumping.
Hey!
Just keep those baby blues of yours on me.
So here you actually get to learn how to sprint, which is very, very useful, especially when you're trying to trek long distances. These lasers are pretty basic. Basically, when they shut off, run through them. At least these first set. The next set, I went ahead and timed it out so that I could let you know, but it's going to be a 3, 4, and 7. So here they turn on once, they shut off. That's pretty much it for this first little section. When we get down to the next one, and you can count them out yourself if you need to. So yeah, as you can see, they turned on once, they shut off,
Not too shabby.
and that's pretty much it. See, that turns on once, shut off, turned on once, shut off.
You're doing good.
That's it. And keep an eye out for those Shinra boxes, because potions and all that stuff, it really saves on MP, especially when you get into later game areas where you're actually needing to drop that sort of stuff.
And more of the same. Come on then.
So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and it's off.
Pretty easy, right?
And then that one, that's a 4, and then this next one is a 7. So, yeah, once it shuts off, you're good. Yeah, there's gonna be a little tricky areas like that.
Look. They don't call those things sweepers for nothing. They can wipe out a whole squad in seconds.
Not if you wipe the floor with them first.
Alright, so this is your, technically your first real test to see if you grasp the concept of the character, movement, things of that nature. Now, Barrett has lightning, and sweepers are electrical, so they take a lot of damage from lightning. You can stack their stagger meter a little bit better that way. But Cloud's focus thrust actually does build that stagger meter pretty quick. You'll see him get pressure here a couple of times.
That hunk of junk is a heavy weapons.
Never stand in the front of one of these things. There I go into Punisher mode. And that's really all I'm doing. I'm just Punisher mode and Operator mode, kind of switching between as needed. So here's your focus thrust. Come on, focus thrust. So yeah, I'm letting you actually read it. It actually increases the stagger meter as opposed to Braver. So as you see, that actually pressured the enemy. So when you pressure them, they take a little bit more stagger damage. So when they get pressured, try to drop all the cool guy abilities you can. So if they're weak to lightning or fire or ice, drop that. If they're weak to physical attacks, drop as much as that. So just kind of plan it out as you do it. So right here, I've gotten the pressure on. I'm going to drop a Thunder from Barrett. And then I'm going to drop another focus thrust. And look at that stagger meter just build. So once he's staggered, he takes 160% more damage. So yeah, so boost your ATB bar, get that stagger on. Right here, I'm really just using the Punisher mode, and I'm going to drop Braver because it hits really hard. See the damage. He just gets wiped, and that's pretty much it.
What are you, 20-something?
First.
And as you can see,
Soldier first class. Doesn't go into the 20s.
What the hell are you talking about? I mean your age, not your goddamn rank. Though for all I know, a soldier's rank could be the same as his age. Mm-hmm. Guess that makes you a 1-year-old, huh? Live and learn.
Yeah, Barrett with the zingers. But yeah, as you can see, he dropped very quickly. So right now we're still just making our way to the first reactor, and there it is.
That's our target, the reactor core. Gotta set the bomb at the bottom. Let's get down there.
So yeah, as we play through, I'm trying to get to certain points in the game. So stepping on dialogue here, but that's why I actually have the dialogue on, so you can actually read it.
Scared, huh?
More like excited. I've been dreaming about this for years.
Yeah, they give you a lot of Phoenix Down and potions and ether and all kinds of stuff.
In your capable hands. Good luck. Not that way. Down the
Oh,
ladder, dummy.
yeah, it will actually stop you if you try to wander too far away from the objective. It's not completely free roam yet.
Good old Sentinel. Don't you dare.
They sure won't.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting shot by that sentry ray up top. I went ahead and dropped a fire on it to see what that would do, and it actually ended up destroying it. So I was like, well, cool. I don't even have to switch to Barrett. You'll notice as I play through, I don't much care for switching from Cloud because I like using Cloud. It's the same way when I was playing it originally.
You think if we fell in, we sink right down to the bottom?
So Cloud can kind of jump up in the air and attack enemies, as you can see. If they're out of reach or too far away or something of the sort, then it's most prevalent to use like Barrett or toss magic at them or something of that nature. See, another bottle of ether. We have a lot of items at this point, so we're just kind of keeping our health pool healthy. And you will get to see the full fight with the scorpion thing. I forget what they call it.
All right, let's see if little Stamp really can bite the hand that feeds. Go on, do the honors. Prove to me you're the man Tifa says you are. That you're one of us.
Never said I was. I'm just here for the paycheck.
Then do the damn job!
Oh, yeah.
What's wrong?
I'm fine. What about the timer?
Your call, Merc.
So here you actually get to make a choice, and if you do 20 minutes, then you actually get a couple extra items. If you do 30 minutes, then you don't get the cool guy stuff. And I'm going to try to always go after the cool guy stuff.
You double-crossing!
Heads up!
What in the hell? Hey, how the hell do we fight
Alrighty, so this is our this Scorpion Sentinel. That's what it was. I know it was Scorpion something. I just couldn't remember exactly what. So if you kind of watch this fight, you'll notice his maneuverability, his active attacks, things of that nature. When that turns blue, you want to get as far away from that circle as you can. I was kind of stuck on the rails, so I couldn't get out of it. But for the most part, I stay away from it pretty well. As you can see, I'm kind of attacking him from the sides. I don't want to be directly in front of him because he shoots you. If you get directly behind him, he tries to stab you with that tail. But there are moments in the fight where it requires you to do such things. So right now, I'm just trying to lay into him as best I can. I can't reach him from here, so I go ahead and just drop a fire on him. And right now, I'm just going to block because he could fire missiles, or he could try to jump on your head. So there's that circle again. So just stay out of that as best you can. Build those ATB bars as best you can. Barrett is going to be very useful because he has thunder. There, I just dropped a focus thrust into him, and it actually staggered him. So now he goes into this little maneuver thing. And now he's on the other side, so we got to chase him down. Don't worry too much about it whenever he does that. Try to block the missiles as best you can. When he gets the lock on, that tends to be a little bit of a nuisance. There's that circle again. I barely made it out of it. Thunder will not work when he has the barrier. I didn't know that when I dropped it, but it literally has no effect. So here he's going to do the tail whip thing. We just wait till it stops, then go back in. Right now we're focusing on that core. Focus thrust is going to be the most useful because it hits multiple times, and that does not take a whole lot of damage to get that thing to break.
Focus and find a way.
So right now we're just continuing our onslaught using Barrett's ATB gauge whenever it pops up. I'm not going to focus on trying to just use thunder. Here he goes again. He caught me on that one. Couldn't get away from it. But yeah, it's about to break. I can't seem to hit it. There we go. And then we're going to run up and do a focus thrust, and that should take it out. There it is. He's pressured, so we're going to drop into him as much stuff as we can. Drop another thunder, and then we're going to do a focus thrust, and we completely whiffed because he jumped up on the ceiling. But I did not know that he could move when he was pressured like that. I thought he had to actually not be pressured to be able to do that. So technically at this point he is still pressured, so we're going to drop another thunder on him, and we're going to get out of that. And then we're going to go back in and continue our onslaught. So focus thrust again. He's pressured still. We don't have any ATB gauge. So here's our Punisher mode. And we're going to drop another focus thrust. You see that how quickly that stagger gauge fills up? I couldn't get away from that. Couldn't roll out of it good enough. But that's one of the reasons he tends to stay next to the walls, so that you can't get away from it if you're directly behind him. Here, I almost caught all those missiles in my face, which would have been very, very bad. Right now, I'm just trying to look. There it is. Barrett has his spell, so we need a cure on Cloud. Because we did take a little bit of damage whenever he did the tail sweep. And right now, it's pretty much pointless to do anything because he has that barrier on, so we're going to go ahead and just pop a potion and keep our health up there. Right now, we're just going to block for the missiles that are going to come down. You take a lot less damage if you're blocking those sorts of things, so definitely do that. There's that circle again. I couldn't get out of it again, got clipped. And it always seems to clip me right when I tend to bounce off his tail or something. But yeah, that's pretty much the fight for the most part until he gets into his final sequence that he does. Here we go again. I'm going to roll out of that. I seen it charging up, so I went ahead and just backed out. You can't just keep hitting. You really got to kind of focus on how he's maneuvering and how he's moving and what he's going to do in this situation and things of that nature. So here I'm going to drop another thunder, focus thrust. He jumps up on the wall again. We're just going to block. And we got nothing, so now we're going to go ahead and move in a little bit. He's pressured again. And now he goes into his next sequence. So whenever you're doing like boss battles, from what I've seen, this is pretty much the routine. They're going to go through different routines, and they're going to go through different situations. Like right here, now he has that tail laser thing that he's going to do. Whenever you see that icon pop up, you cannot block it. You need to either get away from it or find some sort of cover to mitigate what it's going to do. So right here, we're basically just going to kind of bum rush him. I also thought about throwing a grenade, except it doesn't quite work out at all. I thought I could toss it over, but it literally just fell next to us and blew up. But I did get Barrett to drop a lightning on him, which was nice. Did 391 damage, even with the tail raised, which was nice. So yeah, so we're just going to continue our onslaught here. I tried dodging those missiles. It does not work. It doesn't matter how well you do it. They always seem to clip me. So I highly recommend just blocking those and rolling out of that. So I'm going to drop, I think, yeah, an ether onto Barrett there, because he was completely out of MP after that last thunder strike. So there's another focus thrust, another focus thrust. So we got 2 off on that one. Yeah, anytime you can stack a focus thrust, that's really going to build that stagger meter very, very well. Getting out of the explosion. Now, most of the time, if you're not taking tremendous amounts of damage, from what I've seen, this is the thing that I was talking about. It seems like your other characters don't really take a whole lot of damage either. So if you have to get behind something, they know to do that. If you're avoiding certain damages, so do they. So as you can see, Barrett's health and my health are fairly close to one another, and the only person I've really healed here is Cloud. So here's another one of those situations. We're just going to get behind the rocks. You can actually switch to Barrett and do some damage if you want to at this point, anytime you're hiding behind things like that. So I tried another grenade. It did do 200 damage, which is nice. Not as much as Thunder, but it does do roughly about the same amount of damage. I think it does a little bit less than what Fire does. So if you're trying to conserve MP, you can use grenades. That's cool. So here I take a lot of damage. I didn't even see that coming, and he just unloaded on me, and it got a little close right here, because right here I get hit by the rockets. I mean, I did block, but it still does damage. It doesn't mitigate it completely. And this right here, this is his final phase, I guess is what you could call it. He kind of goes into like a berserker mode. And this is where I actually start to take quite a bit of damage. He's trying to regenerate himself. I'm trying to take out his legs. And yeah, he does that a lot. He shoots missiles a lot. He does everything he was doing before. He just kind of spams. So definitely keep an eye on your health and watch what you're doing. If you can take out at least one leg, it's going to make this fight a lot easier. It's going to be a lot quicker. So I went ahead and tossed the potion on myself because I've seen all the rockets coming. He's just going absolutely nuts. My limit break is up, but I don't want to use that. I want to get him dropped first. So I'm going to focus on that leg, deal the damage that's needed, get him dropped, and then unleash my limit break and kind of see where I'm at that point. So my lock-on was acting kind of wonky, so I couldn't quite hit it. So right here, went ahead and dropped the focus thrust into it, broke it down, unleashed the limit break. And that almost killed him. Drop of thunder. And then that's it. It's over. So, yeah, there's your Scorpion Sentinel. Wasn't too bad of a fight. I thought I pwned him pretty good. Thought I did pretty well. But, yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. I wanted to get that fight in there, but it was still below the hour mark. So, yeah, now it's just 20 minutes to get the hell out of here. So, yeah, until next time, that was part 1 of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. You guys take care, and
Come on, we've got to move.
I'll see you on the next one.